Okay guys, here's a little help video on how to do assignment 6.2. So you are going to use this Phet wave simulation. So as you're looking at your um, document here, there's a link right here to get to the simulation. So we're going to go ahead and open that up. As it says on your sheet right here, you're going to choose water. So we're going to look at some waves that are going to be made as a drop of water goes through the water down below here. And it's going to be an introduction for us on the terms frequency and period. So if you look here, part one, I'm going to do part one on the video. And so you can follow along with me and just fill in your document for part one. And then you're going to be responsible for doing part two and part three. So for part one, just reading along with what it says here, set the frequency to normal. So that's this part here. Drag the stopwatch onto the screen. So that's going to be that part right there. And this is what your screen should look like. So let me show you what that's going to look like. The frequency's in the middle. That's all good. I'm going to take my stopwatch and I'm going to drag it right there. So you should have your stopwatch out and your frequency in the middle. Now it says keep the frequency in the middle and press the green button to start creating waves. So I'm going to go ahead and press the green button. It's going to start creating waves. And now I'm going to stop it for a second. All right, so that's how you create waves. And then it says use the stopwatch to measure the period of the waves. Remember, and we haven't talked about this quite yet, but this is the time it takes for one wave to be created. It's easiest to measure the time it takes for 10 waves to hit the wall, then divide your time by 10 to see how long it took for one wave to pass. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to record the time for 10 waves, then we're going to divide it by 10 to get the period right here. So I'm going to go ahead and come back here. I'm going to reset it. And so we have stopwatch out, and I'm going to hit the green button, start waves going again. And so here's how it looks. So this wave right here is hitting right there. That one's hitting right there. That one's hitting now. I'm looking right here to when they're hitting the wall. And so when the next one hits the wall, I'm going to start the watch. So then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I stop the stopwatch right there. So it took 16.24 seconds for 10 of those waves to hit the wall. So I'm going to go back to my document and I'm going to put 16.24. You guys can put 16.24 in as well. And then to figure out the time for one wave, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to use a calculator, and I'm going to say 16.24 divided by 10. It's going to be 1.624. So my period is 1.624. So what that means is that's going to be in seconds. What that means is every 1.624 seconds, a wave hit the wall. It took 1.624 seconds for each wave to hit the wall. All right, so I'll just show you how to set up the next one for part two, and then I'm going to let you guys go on your own. So now we're going to go to maximum frequency. So we're going to keep everything else the same. I'm going to reset my stopwatch, and I am going to go to maximum frequency. And then I'm going to hit my green button, and I'm going to measure how long it takes for 10 waves to go. Now what you'll see with more frequency is how often the waves happen. You can see they're going much more rapidly. So once one hits there, I can start it, and then I would count 10, and then I would stop the watch and have my new frequency. I'm sorry, my new period. I would put the period here. I would divide by 10 and put that there. And then you're going to compare the period in part 1 and part 2. This is the period in part 1. This is the period in part 2. And you're going to say when the frequency increased from part 1 to part 2, did the period go up or go down? That's it. Then finally, the last one, part 3, you have minimum frequency. So you're going to change it to look like this. And you're going to do the same thing. And that's it. I hope that goes well. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can send me an email or let me know what you need.